Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel that keeps you informed, empowered, and up to date on all things that matter to you, especially when it comes to your money, your future, and your dignity. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest questions swirling around South Africa right now: is there really an R500 bonus included in the 2025 SASSA grant budget? If you're a pensioner, a disability grant recipient, or receiving any form of social assistance from SASSA, this question could directly affect your wallet in a huge way. Over the past several weeks, there's been growing speculation and confusion around a possible once-off bonus payment that could land in the hands of millions of grant recipients this year. The number everyone's been hearing is R500, a potential top-up or bonus payment supposedly hidden somewhere in the 2025 budget plan. But the question we all want a clear answer to is this: is it real? Or is it just another rumor that's gained momentum online? In today's video, we'll break down the full picture: what the official budget says, what's been whispered in government circles, what's being demanded by civil society, and what the chances really are of this R500 showing up in your account this year. To understand where this R500 talk comes from, we need to zoom out and take a look at the broader 2025 SASSA budget. Earlier this year, the South African government announced its national budget, and once again, social grants consumed a large portion of the financial plan. In fact, the total allocation for social grants this year sits at around R259 billion. That's a huge chunk of our national budget, and it's going towards old age pensions, disability grants, child support, foster care, war veterans, and of course, the SRD R350 grant, which continues to be extended. This proves that social assistance remains a critical pillar of public spending. But within that massive budget, there's still no clear-cut, line-by-line confirmation of a once-off R500 bonus. Now, let's talk about where this R500 story really began. You might recall that back in 2020 and 2021, when COVID-19 hit hard, the government introduced several temporary top-ups to help struggling households. One of the most well-received relief measures was an extra of R500 per month added to various adult grants for a few months. It wasn't permanent, but it made a real difference. That emergency relief created a kind of expectation. People have since looked for signs of it returning. Fast forward to late 2024, and whispers of another potential R500 payment started surfacing, this time as a once-off bonus, not a monthly top-up. Those whispers quickly spread when a draft proposal from an internal policy document was leaked, suggesting that the government was considering a one-time R500 payment to assist vulnerable citizens in early 2025. The reason? Rising food prices, electricity hikes, and overall inflation were cited as justification. The leak wasn't official, but it was enough to spark serious excitement and confusion. From WhatsApp groups to local newspapers, from radio talk shows to social media pages, the idea of an R500 bonus exploded. Community groups started campaigning for it. Pensioners began asking about it at SASSA offices. And the story took on a life of its own. In response, government officials were asked directly whether such a bonus was real or not. During a question and answer session in Parliament, Minister of Social Development Linda Zulu addressed the matter. She confirmed that the idea of a one-time bonus had been raised in internal discussions. She acknowledged the need for additional relief for the poorest households, especially given how fast the cost of living has been rising. But she also made it clear that no final decision had been made. The minister explained that for such a bonus to be paid out, it would require not just her department's support but the full agreement of National Treasury. And as of that moment, Treasury had not approved the extra funding required. Now here's where things get interesting. Treasury responded to the speculation by stating that while no specific R500 payment had been budgeted for in the original 2025 plan, there were emergency reserves and contingency funds that could be used if a political decision was made to release them. In other words, the money could be found, but only if the government collectively decides that the bonus is worth doing. That gray area, where the bonus is being considered but not yet confirmed, is what keeps the rumor alive. So, let's answer the next obvious question. If this R500 bonus were to become a reality, who would qualify? Based on historical patterns and recent discussions, the bonus would likely go to those receiving the old age grant, disability grant, war veteran grant, and perhaps even foster care and care dependency grants. Those receiving the SRD R350 grant might be excluded, since the SRD is classified differently as a temporary relief measure. It's also worth noting that this bonus would be automatically distributed through the existing SASSA payment system. Beneficiaries wouldn't need to reapply. It would be processed directly into the bank accounts or cash payment systems where monthly grants already go. Now let's talk about why this bonus matters. Let's be honest, R500 is not a small amount when you're living on a fixed income. In some parts of South Africa, R500 could mean 3 bags of groceries, a month of electricity, or even a vital doctor's visit. And right now, those basic costs have never been higher. South Africa's food inflation has been brutal. Prices for bread, maize, meat, cooking oil, and fresh produce have gone up dramatically over the past year. On top of that, Eskom's electricity tariff increases have made life harder for those already on the edge. Many grant recipients now report spending over 80% of their income just to eat. That leaves almost nothing for transport, school supplies, or emergencies. When you consider these facts, the idea of a once-off R500 bonus seems more like a necessity than a luxury. It could serve as a financial cushion, just enough to help people breathe a little easier in the middle of the year. It's no surprise that so many civil society organizations and NGOs have backed the proposal. In fact, some are arguing that a one-time payment isn't enough, and that grant amounts should be permanently increased to reflect South Africa's rising cost of living. There's also a political angle that we can't ignore. This year, 2025, is an election year. And history tells us that in election years, governments often look for ways to boost public support. Whether through subsidies, tax breaks, or social relief, election season tends to bring a few sweeteners. Political analysts are already suggesting that a once-off bonus could be used as a goodwill gesture, especially towards vulnerable voting groups. While no party has officially promised the bonus yet, there's no denying the pressure is mounting. The ruling party knows that regaining the trust of poor and working-class voters will require more than just words. Real, tangible support, like a R500 bonus, could have a significant impact at the polls. But even if the decision is made, can SASSA actually pull it off? In terms of logistics, yes. SASSA has already proven its capacity to handle mass payments quickly. During the height of the pandemic, they rolled out emergency top-ups, adjusted grant amounts, and expanded digital payment methods in record time. Today, SASSA operates one of the most advanced social welfare payment systems on the continent. However, challenges still exist. System outages, identity verification delays, and payment backlogs continue to affect thousands of recipients every month. If the bonus is confirmed, SASSA would need to prepare an airtight communication plan, set clear dates, and offer support for those facing errors or delays. Public reaction to the R500 rumor has been mixed. Some people are hopeful, even excited. Others are skeptical, tired of empty promises and delays. We've seen this before. Headlines talk about new benefits, then months pass and nothing happens. That's why many SASSA recipients say they won't believe the bonus is real until it actually hits their bank account. Meanwhile, community leaders and advocacy groups continue to push for transparency. They want the government to either confirm or deny the bonus clearly, so people can plan accordingly. For now, everyone is stuck in limbo, waiting, hoping, and watching. So, when could this actually happen, if it happens at all? Based on what we know, the earliest possible time frame for a bonus payment would be sometime between July and October 2025. That would allow Treasury time to finalize funding and give SASSA enough runway to prepare. But here's the catch: if we don't hear anything by August, it becomes increasingly unlikely that a bonus will arrive this year. That's why the next 3 months are crucial. If you're a grant recipient, you need to stay alert for official announcements, not rumors on social media, but updates directly from SASSA, the Department of Social Development, or National Treasury. And here's our final word of advice: don't make financial decisions based on a bonus that hasn't been confirmed. Continue budgeting cautiously. If the R500 does come through, it will be a blessing. But until it's official, it's just a possibility, not a promise. Also, beware of scams. Already, there are fake websites and messages asking people to register for the bonus. That's not how SASSA operates. If and when a bonus is approved, it will be paid automatically. You won't need to apply, pay a fee, or share your personal banking details with strangers online. So, to answer the big question of the day, is the R500 bonus included in the 2025 SASSA budget? As of now, no, it's not officially included. But it is being discussed. There's strong public support, mounting political pressure, and a real need for it. Whether or not it becomes reality will depend on decisions made at the highest level of government, probably in the next few weeks or months. Thank you for sticking with us through this full breakdown. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, share it with others who depend on SASSA grants, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel so you never miss an important update. Drop your comments below. What would an extra R500 mean for you? Do you believe the government will make it happen?